Hi! Now I'll tell you how to work with indicators. Proper microclimate indicators are the foundation of a successful farm. All data should be stored in one place, preferably in digital form, for example, in a database. This allows you to respond quickly to changes and carry out analytics. When data is scattered across notebooks, notepads, or just kept in your memory, problems arise, along with the inability to analyze and solve those problems. Gros.farm lets you keep all your indicators in one place, entering them either manually or automatically. You'll be able to respond quickly to critical indicators and analyze the collected data because everything is saved in a single database for further work. At the same time, the system already knows the indicator norms from the technological map. If you're not yet familiar with how tech maps work in Gros.farm, be sure to watch the separate video about them. For the demonstration, let's go from the main screen to the object. In our case, it's a greenhouse. The required indicators section will appear right away in front of you. If your facility hasn't connected the control unit and sensors yet, you'll see an empty list of indicators, just like I have here. Even in this case, you can use the system by entering data manually. To do this, click the plus sign and enter the number. Let's enter the air temperature, 22 degrees. If it's outside the normal range, you'll get a notification right away. Your employees can enter data in exactly the same way. For instructions on how to set up working with them, see the video on roles. Manual data entry is free of charge. You can use it as many times as you want. But of course, it's easier to automate the process and collect indicators without having to gather and enter the data yourself. You can do this using the control unit and sensors. Let's go to the facility where they're already connected. In our case, that's the greenhouse. If you don't know how to connect the control unit and sensors, we've made separate video instructions on how to do it. On this screen, you can see numbers next to some types of indicators. These numbers are the average values from all sensors of the same type installed in the greenhouse. For example, you have two air temperature sensors in the greenhouse. One shows 14 degrees, the other shows 18. On this screen, you'll see the average value, 16 degrees. The numbers are colored differently. Black means the indicator is within the normal range. Yellow means the indicator is at the borderline of the normal range. Red means the indicator is far outside the normal range, or some sensors are disconnected from the system. To the left of the numbers, there's a group of dots. They show whether all the sensors are working properly. If all the dots are blue and aligned, it means all the sensors are working properly. If there are any shifted yellow or red dots among them, it indicates that some sensors are malfunctioning. It could be that their battery is dead, there's a network failure, or they're simply faulty. To find out which specific sensors are having issues, go to the air temperature section. Here, next to the sensors, you'll see statuses that will notify you of any errors. Let's move on to substrate temperature. Here you have all the substrate temperature sensors and their current readings. To view the measurement history, go to Charts by clicking the big button. Here you see a chart for all the sensors. The green zones represent the normal range of values, which is taken from the tech card. It changes between day and night. For some parameters, the normal range doesn't depend on day or night. In that case, you'll see a large green rectangle. If the values go outside the normal range, they turn red. If they're at the borderline value, they'll be orange. And if the values are within the normal range, they're white. If the values go out of range, the app will immediately notify you about a critical situation in the greenhouse. Please note that the grid on the graph doesn't always match the numbers on the axis. So, to find out the exact value, you need to tap and hold anywhere on the graph, then move your finger left or right. This way, you'll see the exact values in the list of sensors. In the upper right corner, there's a switch to select the time period. Here you can view the graph for a day, a week, a month, or 3 months. Sometimes, due to a large amount of data and slow internet, the graph may take several minutes to load. You can also export the data as a table. To do this, just contact our support team. If you have a lot of sensors in your greenhouse, the graph might be hard to read. In this case, you can use individual graphs for each sensor. To do this, go to the list of sensors by clicking the back button and select the sensor individually. Its own graph will open, and you can work with it just like with the general graph. Remember, analytics are essential for the successful operation of an agricultural enterprise. Without a data collection and analysis system, it's impossible to maintain the right microclimate parameters, which are one of the key factors for growth and, as a result, your income. You can start entering data manually today. It's simple and free. We'll be happy to answer any questions you have through our support service.